I want to just introduce to you a gentleman here, Gregory Cooke, an agency owner as well as a digital product creator, has been in the space for a good amount of time. And if you haven't had a chance to meet him, you're going to get to meet him today. Gregory, thanks for hanging out with me, man. I know you're in a different part of the world here. For those that don't know you, do you mind sharing where you're located? And, what should they be in tune for today?
Yeah, so I'm based in the UK. We do travel quite a bit, but now with a young baby, we're kind of more more settled in the UK. Up in the north of England, a place called Cheshire. People probably won't know it. And yeah, today I'm just going to give you it straight. Basically, if you've seen any of my stuff before, you've interacted with me before, you know I just very straight to the point. No fluff. I'm going to show you exactly how to build and sell AI-powered digital products and actually close high ticket deals with GHLs and voice agents in the back end with no sales calls, no sales reps. And I'm going to show you not the theory, but actually it in practice. You're kind of over my shoulder in today's masterclass.
Awesome. And we got some folks tuning in from all over the globe here. Looks like we've got a few folks from the UK here tuning in too. So this is exciting. What I'm sharing here with y'all is exactly what we're going to be going over today. So if you've been wanting to dive into learning about creating AI digital products, either creating it from scratch or building upon some of your ideas or what you have in place, this workshop, this masterclass is for you. And don't feel obligated to build it under a certain amount of time. But basically what Greg's going to give you here is going to give you everything you need, that you don't have to be searching 60 minutes in one area, then another 60 minutes in another area to piece it all together. We're going to get you the full kit and caboodle here. So as we continue on here, I just want to make sure for those that are brand new here, you're going to learn a lot about what HighLevel can do. You're going to learn a lot of Gregory Cooke's expertise, what he's done in his agency and his world. And I just want to make sure we make it clear to you that results may vary. Past performance is not a guarantee of future performance, and HighLevel does not guarantee that you will experience financial gain or generate revenue. Results will vary. And as you learn this, if you have questions, comment below. Feel free to find Gregory based off the information he shares with you and his resources. And if you're brand new, you will need an account to use what Gregory's going to be sharing in a snapshot, as well as an account, because you'd be missing out if you're not a HighLevel user. So get it either way. As we go, we're going to be going over 3 major phases of this process: the creating, the selling, and the closing. Gregory, I'm going to stop sharing my screen here. If you're able to share yours,
Yeah,
you can get right into your version of the presentation there. And as Gregory's getting his screen situated, let me know in the comments below how many of you have a digital product you've created already, whether it's with HighLevel or doing it in another way, but you have a digital product that you're selling. And for those of you that do not have a digital product, what excites you about what you're about to learn? So let me know in the comments below. And we're going to get Gregory up and running here with his slides on the screen whenever you're ready.
cool. All right, let's get right into it. So I'm just going to share my screen.
You got it. Awesome. I've got you here.
Let me know if you can see
Now,
it, JB.
what's really important here, folks, is that we just stay engaged. So comment below your questions. I'm going to do my best to put them all together. And as Gregory sees them, he'll do his best to kind of answer them while we're in the mix. But if we don't get to them, don't worry. We will get you the answers. So Gregory, I see your screen full clear. I'm ready to buckle up. Looks like our audience is ready to go.
Let's go.
Anyway.
Let's go. So yeah, as JB said, just please drop any comments and I'll happily answer them as well. So I'm going to go a little bit more in depth into these 3 phases. Okay, so phase 1 is creating digital products with AI. Phase 2 is in selling that digital product with AI and, of course, go HighLevel. And then phase 3, which is something I haven't seen anyone else do really. It wasn't something I learned of anyone. It was just kind of me playing around, and we have a lot of data. We have a lot of people coming through our products. So, we always try new things. That's actually closing high ticket deals without sales calls with the GHL voice agent. So that'd be brand new. Probably most of you seeing this, and I'll again show you some proof that this works as well. So I just want to quickly show you some of my own results. Again, as JB said, I'm not typical. This is no guarantee of any financial gain. This is one of our days we had back in March, which is 43K net profit in 24 hours with the system. And then we did it, 40K again, the next day. And again, there's loads more here, 724K a month, just close to 300K profit days in the 20,000s. Again, I'm not typical. I just want to show you this just for proof of concept. So, this isn't me just in theory. This is what I do in practice. And again, I'm showing it here with HighLevel. And also, other people's results. You can go and you just do a quick Google search, or you'll see some links. You'll see loads and loads and loads of people, video reviews and everything who have basically gone through what I'm about to teach you today. And I've also got very similar results, all using, by the way, the HighLevel ecosystem. Okay, so every single one of these people and everyone I interact with uses the HighLevel ecosystem. So my goal today is really, really, really simple. Okay, I want to make this as short and impactful as possible. That gives you actionable steps, not theory. Again, if you've taken any of my stuff before, you've interacted with me before, I'm actually quite introverted in some ways. I'm very much no fluff, just give you what you need. And I believe action over everything. We try and be perfectionists, and I just believe actually just giving you the steps and you taking action is what gets the results. And so I'm going to try and cut out any of the fluff that you might be used to in some teachings online and stuff. So that's basically what I'm going to do. But before I do that, I just want to do a very quick 30 seconds of me. Again, this is not about me. This is about the method and what you get out of it. But, just a brief introduction on a little bit about me. So I've been building online companies since age 13. I've been using AI for the last 6 years before ChatGPT became very mainstream. I was using it before that. So again, been here for quite a while now. I have a portfolio of companies that does over 5 million a year. Every single one powered by HighLevel. That is digital product companies and agency called Founders on Forbes. I scaled one digital product from 0 to 724K per month in 4 months, as you saw above. And this year alone, have closed personally, again, no guarantee that you would do the same, but just to give you some of my numbers, over 550, 3K to 10K deals in 2025 with no sales calls. Again, using what I'm about to show you today. And the last 7 months, I've got over 23,500 paying students over the past kind of 7 to 12 months, but really the last 7 months. And you can go and Google me. You'll find some Forbes articles, some press articles about me if you want to know a little bit more about my story. Okay. But as I said, this isn't about me. It's about you and what you get out of it. So I've done all of that. Also, no personal brand or pretty much even showing my face online. For those of you, again, who might have seen what I do, you actually might have taken some of our products, but not realized it's me behind them. And this is probably something that business owners, or if you're an agency owner, you're just starting out, or you've got a local business, whatever it is, this notion that you have to put yourself out there and be the front of everything and founder led, of course that works. But what I've kind of found is that people buy solutions to their problems. So as long as your offer, whatever you do, which we're going to build today, is good enough, and as long as that really hits that deep pain that they need solving, it doesn't matter if there's no face on it. And also for me, I found it just gave me a bit more freedom to do what I love doing, which was creating amazing offers that got people real results rather than worrying how it's going viral on Instagram, for example. Again, HighLevel has been the foundation to all that, and the tool that I've used to be able to do it. So I say that just because a lot of you are in the boat, speak to people every day, like, I don't want to show my face online. You don't need to, again, with what I'm about to show you. And before we get into the steps, I want to myth buster here. Okay, so digital products is not just for the make money online crowd. There's this notion that as soon as you mention digital products, it's kind of put into the same category as a lot of online business models, like, if it's e-com based stuff like drop shipping or SMA or whatever it is, and they've all got their place and they all work. But just with the context of this, take digital products out of your mind as just a make money online thing, because it's just not that. We have lawyers, got physiotherapists, chiropractors, bakers, chefs, racing car driver, which is a random one, in all different parts of the world, in all different industries, who use this method to grow their business. So again, just to address a very, very common myth, okay, it's not just for make money online card. Of course it works that as well, but this can be for any local business, any agency, pretty much any business in the world. I'm yet to see a business in the world that this does not work for. In fact, if you go on my LinkedIn, you'll see I was CMO at one of the largest financial advisory companies in the world, 84 offices around the world, hundreds of thousands of clients, very old traditional company. And when I was CMO for 18 months at that company, we actually used this exact method as well. So again, I think it's important to address that so everyone kind of understands. So for each phase that we're going to go through, the way I teach, and again, if you've seen my stuff, you will know this, is what, why, how. So what is it that we're going to do? Why do we do it? And then I'm going to show you how I do that. Okay, so you're going to see me refer to this teaching method in today's masterclass. So without further ado, let's get into phase one, which is creating your AI digital products. Now, this isn't just going to be slides as well. I'm going to stop the slides and I'm going to share my screen during each phase on the how section, so you can build this with me as we go. Again, I believe in action rather than just theory. So again, you can do this. You can do this with me as I go. So what we're going to do, so creating your AI digital products. So creating AI digital products means using AI tools to rapidly build assets like courses, templates, automations, PDFs, or GPTs that deliver a real outcome and can be built in under 60 minutes. Okay, so again, might take you longer if you're brand new to some of this or you create something a bit more complex, but a lot of these can be done in way under 60 minutes. And I recommend you just basically get one created as soon as possible just to keep that momentum going. So this allows your audience to solve their own problems with your solution that you build once and works 24/7 forever, getting people into your business. This front-end digital product that we're going to create today is the ultimate trust builder. Okay, it's the absolute ultimate trust builder, and I'm going to show you why in a second. So why? There's kind of a few main reasons, but speed equals profit. So AI has changed the world. Okay, or I would say it's enhanced the world, not changed the world. Okay, you don't need weeks to build now. With AI, you can go from idea to product in under an hour, and you can start making sales the same day. There's no one-on work required. These products run without you. You create once, you sell forever. No client calls, no coaching, no fulfillment. It's just pure leverage. And third is trust building. As I kind of mentioned, you're going to hear me speak about this an awful lot today, because this is the aha moment, I hope, for most of you. Humans believe with their eyes, not words, and trust themselves beyond anyone else. I'm going to say that once more, because trust is the only thing between an ideal prospect and them paying you for whatever service or product that you are selling. In the middle of that is trust. When they say to you, oh, I need to check with my business partner, or all right, I'll come back tomorrow, or I'll have a think about it. What they're really saying to you in the business world is, I don't trust you. Okay, that's really what they're saying. If they're interested, they've taken the time to spend time looking at what you're offering and they're the right fit, and they don't go ahead of it, it's typically comes down to trust. And that's where this method that I created really stemmed from. So I'm going to say it again, humans believe with their eyes, not words, and trust themselves beyond anyone else. And when they get a result with a digital product and see your method for themselves, trust is never, ever an issue, because they believe it with their eyes, because they've seen it. And again, we're going to go into this in a lot more depth. So fourth point is perceived value is also sky high. So when you position your AI digital product correctly, a single AI automation or a GPT or a course or a PDF, whatever it is, can be worth thousands to the right buyer. Let's say I'm in an industry where, let's say real estate, for example, where people make, say in the US, in New York, they sold an investment real estate project to a potential client that could be worth 6 figures in commission for that agent, right? So let's say I'm that agent. If I can create a digital product that gets people into my world, i.e. that it could be as simple as a PDF, that could be worth tens of thousands potentially to my potential clients if they get an ROI. So that's just one example, but if you present it correctly, perceived value is absolutely sky high. And AI does 90% of the work here. So you don't need to be a designer, copywriter, or tech wizard, which is how I believe AI has now enhanced business. It's made it a more equal playing field where really the best service and the best offer will ultimately win, because you can now use AI to pretty much do anything. So yeah, that's one of my philosophies as well with this. And lastly, there's no lead gen, and this is a big thing because I'm sure if you're in the Go Level ecosystem, you're an agency, you probably hear the term lead generation an awful lot. I mean, I did lead generation for years and years and years until I kind of started using this model instead. Because with this, we don't generate leads, we generate customers. There's a big, big, big difference between them and how serious they are and their intent. And that's the big thing, is their intent. I'm not saying generating leads is easy, but it's, once you know how, it's relatively easy. But generating high intent, trusting leads is a whole different ball game. And that is why I don't care if you're a real estate agent, local business, agency, or you're doing this to make money online, this will open up doors that you might not have spotted before. Okay, so yeah, go on, JB.
Quick question for you. So this is exactly, I was just thinking this as you were teaching. I said this, what I'm learning here is it sounds very interesting, and it sounds very very futuristic. Is this good if I am a small business owner? Is this good if I'm an entry level marketer? Like, is this only for the experts? And you just basically said it. This is however you want to put it. Once you learn it, you can put it to work.
100%.
Literally do this then.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, go on, JB, give me a local business. Give me a local business. I'll do it on the spot.
Yeah, let's just say, way to put me on the spot. Let's say chiropractor.
Okay, chiropractor, good one, because we've actually got one of these chiropractors that we work with. So chiropractor, you're like, how the heck would a chiropractor create a digital product, right? Because it's an in-person service. So one of the ways that a chiropractor did this with us is that they did two things. Their main digital product was a custom GPT that acted as a consultation expert before they ever saw the chiropractor. So what a lot of people will go, they'll go to a physio or a chiropractor and they think they've got a certain problem. But actually what this chiropractor did is they put all their knowledge and external knowledge into a custom GPT, which took about 10 minutes to build. And then what they did, they sold that for $27 for like a monthly subscription. Okay. So when I had a problem, I would go to this custom GPT based upon this chiropractor, it has the name in, and I would take pictures. I could upload audio explaining my pains and my problems, and it would give me a pre-treatment plan and some things that you could do at home before you ever saw the chiropractor. And sometimes that would save people going to the chiropractor because they can do it themselves. And other times, again, which might think, well, that's bad, I'm potentially losing clients. But no, what you've done, you just built trust with that client. And typically what we found happened is that they was like, wow, I managed to do that myself at home. Now I want more treatment to get even better, to get even stronger, to do X, Y, Z. So it was just an initial trust builder where everyone else is going, hey, just book an appointment and wait 7 days. They went, you can do that, but take this first. See what you can do by yourself at home, and then come to us. It also built like a bit of goodwill. You're not here just to take my money. So that was like one example. Other examples are like with a chiropractor is like a PDF of like exercises. So let's say it was back pain for corporate workers, which is a big issue because they typically sit on chairs which aren't good for their back. Creating a PDF with AI, with your knowledge as a chiropractor, of a 21-day back relief pain program that you could sell for $47, and that people take. Oh wow, that helped massively. But now you just built the trust. People still typically want that high level, or percentage of people are always on that high level personal service in any industry. So there's a couple of examples where it almost acts as like a paid lead magnet to build the trust. So when you're looking at, if I Google chiropractors in New York and I get a list of 10, right? Let's say I inquire, I open 6 different tabs on Google and I inquire with all 6, right? And one gives me something that I can do right away. I'm making money as the business. But then secondly, the trust I built with them immediately is way higher than the 5 who might call me tomorrow, might book me in 10 days, who knows? So it's not, it's not replacing a service in this sense, a chiropractor. It's kind of a bridge. it's always a bridge. You'll see this as we go through the slides. It's always a bridge to get to that ultimate offer, which is typically where local businesses or most businesses make most of their money on the back end. So view it as a bridge. They're here. Your ultimate moneymaker offer is here, and this is just a bridge to reach them.
So look, if you're tuning in right now, let's throw some more at Gregory. Comment below an industry that you would like to create a digital product for, whether it's an industry you're in or an industry that you're serving more frequently through your client base, or something you want to break into. You want an industry you want to get into. So comment those below, because as we continue here, we're going to get the framework of how do we put it to make it happen.
Yep. So I will share my screen now, JB, and let's go through the how. Okay. So again, there's going to be a bit of screen sharing in the section as well. So last bit of the why is, I just want to explain to you, I did a little bit there, is lead gen versus front-end digital products. So I've got this lucid chart here. Again, everything I'm showing you, by the way, today, you're going to get in all the resources, all the links, like 20 links, everything I'm showing you can get. So don't worry about trying to screenshot or take pictures, okay? All good. Okay, you're going to get absolutely everything that I'm doing today. So let's go through this. So typically to get any customers, okay, you're doing paid ads, outbound or organic, okay? It can be YouTube, can be cold email, can be Facebook ads, can be whatever. You're typically doing, one or more of these things. So typically, if we take down the left route, is someone becomes a lead, they might have came through any of those traffic sources. Again, this is just generic. It might be different for local businesses, compared to agencies, but I'm just going to basically a generic one here. They would go to your next funnel step. Example could be a video sales letter, or book a free consultation sort of page. Now, in the meantime, they might watch some of your content. They might read your website, might be articles, could be your Instagram profile. They'll open your marketing emails, and then typically a minor percentage of leads, and I'm going to back this up with stats, okay, actual research from Harvard Business Institute, a minor percentage will book a call. Let's say 70% show up, and then they have a 45-minute sales call, an in-person consultation, which involves you driving to them, and then you close the deal. Okay, that could be a local business deal, could be an agency deal for $8,000 to run their meta ads or whatever it is. So that's the typical process which most of us do. And it typically takes longer to build trust and more effort, as they're only going off your words, because they're only going to see the result of what you actually do past the deal being closed. And only here do you get paid back for the leads. So up here, you're investing time or money to generate leads, and you're only going to see the ROI from that down here. Compare this to the front end model I'm walking you through today. So we don't generate leads, we generate front end customers. Okay, so you get paid here and you make profit straight away. If it's $27, $100, $200, whatever it is, okay? You're creating something you want and getting paid for it at the start. Now, I put 2x in case you're running ads. I'll run through the numbers. It's like a simple numbers game. It costs you $100 to get a front-end customer, and on average they spend $200. Then you 2x. You've made $100 profit, which is 2x return on ad spend, right? But so it's organic, cold email, even in person, going door knocking. Okay, this works. So they've become a front-end customer. Now, based on our data on 23,500 students buying our front-end digital products, 94% will log into the product, okay, because they paid for it. So when you give away stuff as a free lead magnet, a lot of people don't ever look at it because it's free. They deem the value to be less, even if it's very good information. So 94% log into the product, 7 to 8% watch and implement. Customer gets a result because they've taken the product, they've watched, they've implemented what you taught them. They now get a result. And when I say result, it could literally be, aha, that saved me $1,000. I was going to hire a website developer to do this, or that saved me time here, or I actually implemented what you gave me. I made money. Or the chiropractor, I had really bad back pain. I couldn't sleep tonight, and I used your product, and I immediately, released some of that back pain, so now I can sleep. Wow, wow, that was amazing. So they get some form of ROI or result from whatever they purchased. They watch then a 10-minute video breaking down your back-end service. Again, local business, that could be in person, or could be again, online business could obviously be online. And then they purchase your high ticket deal right away, which I'm going to show you in phase 3. ask questions via live chat, or you can do a 5 to 10 minute customer service call if you wish. Or as I'm going to show you today, I just prefer using the HighLevel AI voice agent, which is much easier. And then you close the deal. And so you're getting paid at the front here, but you're building trust in hours, not weeks. And as people believe their eyes, they get the result in ROI themselves. And then you close the deal. And the hidden benefit here is they come on board 100% committed as they've already seen results. They're not coming on board skeptical, like, oh, does this guy know what he's talking about? They've watched or taken whatever you've given them, they've implemented, they've got a result, and now they come on board 100% committed. So just to have it side by side, I think it's quite helpful for people. That is kind of the biggest, kind of the biggest difference between traditional lead generation and what I'm showing you today. So how are we going to do this? Okay, so before we actually create your AI digital product, we need to actually create an offer so you know what to create for your audience. Now, if you're watching this and you haven't got a business or a niche as of yet, then you'll need to figure it out first. Okay, but most of you will have an idea or be in business yourself, if it's an agency, a local business, whatever it is, okay? But if you're not, and you're starting out and you're looking to use this method to start a brand new business, okay, you're going to need to figure out a niche kind of first. So we're going to use two things here. We are going to use good old ChatGPT with a custom GPT link. So I have built this for you. Okay, it's going to be linked. You'll be sent to you after. So don't worry about trying to type in that massive URL on the top of the screen. It'll be sent to you and will be linked for you to use. Okay, and we're also going to build what we call our full funnel offer stack. So this is an example of one of my digital products. Okay, I just kind of created as a bit of an example just for the purpose of this training. So what essentially this is our entire funnel of someone giving us their email address, going through to our checkout form for our front-end digital product, all the way to our high-ticket service on the back end with recurring income with that. So I'm actually going to give you a funnel for these first 5 phases. Okay, I'm going to give you the complete funnel. You can one-click install it inside your HighLevel account. Again, will be shared with you either after, during or after this masterclass. I'm going to give you a walk through it as well. So what you're going to do here is you basically need to map out from your entire digital product. Okay, so what it is, any order bumps, upsell 1, upsell 2, upsell 3 if you want it. And then your high ticket backend service. Again, if you're a local business, that could be like a pack of 12. Let's use the chiropractor one because we're chatting about it already. That could be like a pack of like 12 sessions for $3,000. If you're a Meta ads agency, that could be $5,000 a month when you Meta ads and plus 20% of revenue, whatever it is that you're running. So what I would do is I would make a copy of this or just literally get a piece of paper and write down your entire offer stack here, okay? And then you ideally want some form of recurring income. Now, recurring income could be affiliate. So, for example, with a lot of my offers, I promote Go HighLevel as an affiliate. So that is a nice recurring income model to the business. I've got a few other recurring income models that I do. But there's typically always a way you can get recurring income inside your front-end digital product. So, again, as a chiropractor, you could be recommending supplements that people take each month. So you could white label supplements, or you could, you probably might already sell them, or that people need to take each month. So that could be an example of recurring income built within an offer. Okay, so you might have seen this sort of stuff before. Okay? It's also known as like a ladder, an offer ladder, but you need to basically create this. However, good old AI and ChatGPT, I have built one for you. So let me actually use this chiropractor offer. I'm going to apologize in advance, JB, and to everyone watching. I'm absolutely awful at spelling. I have severe dyslexia since 8 years old and can't really spell properly. But anyway, you will get the picture. Luckily, AI is very good at correcting my spelling for me. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to say, I am a local, here we go, chiropractor. There we go. I told you it'd be bad spelling. There we go. And want to create a full stack offer with digital product. Pressure typing here. Upsells / order bumps. Okay, so obviously you can give it a lot more information than that. So if you are a local chiropractor or you're an agency owner, or let's say your Meta Ads agency owner or Google Ads agency owner, give it a lot more detail about your customer, your ideal customer avatar, what you specialize in, any of your experience, all that sort of stuff. And it'll give you a lot better output. I'm just going to show you the power of this. I've trained this up in exactly my philosophy. So let me just do this one here. Okay, so this is a very, very basic short prompt. I think that is not a great prompt, but just for speed, I'm just going to show you that. So what it's done, it's basically broke down what we call the PSSO formula. So problem, stat, solution, and then offer. Okay, so the problem is back pain, poor posture, stress-related physical alignments are all-time high, and people turn to generic YouTube videos or ineffective stretches and don't follow through. What it's then done, it's then found stats from actual, not blog articles, actual research done and clinical research in this case. And also, looked at like TikTok hashtags that have 2 billion views for stuff like back pain, which is a huge audience. Also, as I kind of alluded to here, again, I'm not a chiropractor, but leaving clients confused about what to do between sessions. I think I mentioned to JB a PDF of exercises, right? And videos attached to it. So what it's done here is basically built out and giving you the offer title, exactly how we input it into the sales page. We're going to give you in a few minutes' time. Included daily 15-minute guided video routines, a PDF tool, self-assessment pain tracker, which could be like a Google Sheet, weekly drills, and stress mobility protocol for desk workers. So that could be a PDF, could be a video course, again, all via AI, as I'm going to show you in a second. What it's then done is then giving you order bumps that you can increase what we call the average order value. And then it's giving you upsells, ideas that you could sell. Again, this wasn't the best of problems. Obviously, it's quite a short one, but you can see it basically gives it all to you. And then what I would do, like 3 to 4 maybe iterations of it, I'd say, actually, do you know what? I've got some ideas here, and just work with it to build your full stack offer. Okay, so that's basically what I do when creating any AI digital product. That is the first, basically that's the first real step there. So that's kind of what we do first. Now, you've now got your offer, but I want to go through some of the KPIs and metrics behind front-end offers, because this is the secret on how I personally scaled to 724K in 4 months so fast, because it was a simple numbers game. So obviously, if you're a local business, you might have some restrictions on how many people you can have. Chiropractor, again, restrictions on how many people you could have, and you could see how many staff you have. Obviously, if you're selling high ticket services online, it's you probably can scale a lot faster because there's no cap, or it's less a complicated cap, shall we say? But people don't really understand the metrics of their businesses, and this is again what I'm going to go through. So the key to scaling with this is what we call AOV, which is called average order value. Okay, so AOV, you're going to hear me speak about an awful lot. Stands for average order value. So this essentially means your break-even point, what I call it, to acquire front-end customers. So if the average order value for my product is $100, that means I can spend $100 to acquire a front-end digital product customer, and it hasn't cost me anything. There's no cost. It's a simple exchange. You pay, example, Google Ads platform, $100. You get a customer back. You spend $100. That's free. It hasn't cost you anything, but you've gained a customer, and so on. You can potentially turn into a high ticket deal. I'm going to show you that again in a second. And so what we're going to do is we're going to click open this scaling calculator. I'm going to give you like a real life example, okay, of this scaling calculator. Now this will be sent to you after I've got all the links, absolutely everything on here as well. So this scaling calculator is basically what I've built. So you can work out the numbers that you want to get to. So in this case, let me just put like $100,000 a month, just as a nice round number. Let's say my back end service cost is $5,000. Okay. Let's say my digital product front end price is $27. With all the upsells I have, let's say again my upsell total value, so the amount someone could spend with me, is $500. So in total, what someone could spend on my entire funnel, as we went through here and on the GPT, is $527. That's the maximum someone can spend on my front end digital product. Now, what we typically find, again, based on our own data, this isn't taking anyone else's, this is just our own products. We find that it will be around 35% of the total order value. Is basically what's the average order value. So if you've got, $527 is what someone could spend. Typically, that's they will spend, the average customer will spend around $184 in that case. Okay. So what this then does is it basically works out how many front-end clients you need to reach, in this case, just for easy numbers, 100,000 in monthly revenue for your main offer, which is your high ticket offer. So again, I've just put a very, very low number, but if you change that to 4%, for example, that would then, I need to work on that. Sorry, JB, I need to amend that when we send it as a breakage there in the back end formula, but you get the picture, right? It basically works out for you exactly how many high ticket customers you need to reach that, how many front end clients you need to reach that. Now, that might look crazy, like, Greg, how am I ever going to find, let's say in this example, 1,000 front-end clients or even 100 front-end clients? And we're going to show you that in phase 3 in terms of how you do that. But remember that this won't cost you any money as long as you can acquire a customer for $184, which is very, very, very doable, very doable. This actually isn't cost you any money, and it's basically free marketing. And that's kind of one of my secrets behind all of this. Okay. So front-end digital products are any combination or singlet of the following. You could sell done-for-you templates and materials. So let's say I'm an agency who is a website development company on Go HighLevel. My front-end digital product could be a website template on Go HighLevel attached with a 30-minute Loom walkthrough of how to set it up. That could be my front-end product. Also done-for-you materials. Let's say I was a Meta ads agency for e-commerce brands. I could go and find 1,000 ads on Meta from the top e-commerce brands in the world and put them in a Google Drive folder and sell that as an asset. Okay. You've got AI courses, which is basically using AI and different AI tools to create courses and then host them on Go HighLevel and give people a login. PDFs, again, we use a tool called Gamma AI. We just basically go into Gamma, we basically give it a prompt, and we generate a PDF that we then host on Go HighLevel again under the files section. And when a customer purchases it, we send them a link with it. AI automations and custom GPTs. AI automations, you can buy templates online, you can build them yourself, you can hire someone for $50 to $100 to build you an AI automation. And you can sell that as an individual thing. Custom GPTs, like I mentioned, the chiropractor example. If you go to GPTs and you go to the top right, you can click create, and you can literally create a custom GPT and upload up to 20 files and give it examples and exactly what you want it to do and your own specific knowledge, and basically just give it a name. And then sell the custom GPT. I saw one the other day, which is really, really cool. And in the advertising space, they took the top 10 advertisers on Meta, most top 10 recognized advertisers on Meta in the e-commerce space, downloaded all their ads and had a custom GPT for each brand that they then sold and said, basically create ads like XYZ company. And that was their front-end digital products. People could go on this GPT, put in their offer and create ads like those example big companies who are spending millions and millions on ads. So that's like one example again, for a GPT. And then you've also got done-for-you AI plus VA services. So let's say example that comes to mind, because one of our guys is working on it at the moment, is let's say you could do a YouTube growth script writing front-end service. So let's say I'm a YouTube growth organic agency. So I'm a specialist or consultant helping YouTube channels grow. My front-end done-for-you AI plus VA services offer here could be, we will write you 50 YouTube scripts that are 7 to 10 minutes long for your offer for just $27. And someone purchases it, and then what you do, you basically create a very simple AI automation that takes the input on a Go HighLevel form, connects to the GPT. You actually do that inside Go HighLevel as well, and then emails them, 50 scripts inside the document of like a specific YouTube scripts for their a specific offer and their brands. And that's something that's quite, it doesn't take that long to set up, but again, it's just a really amazing offer. What an amazing offer. If I'm trying to go on YouTube, you're going to write 50 scripts for me for just $27. Wow. And then now I trust you. I see that your results, and now I might go and purchase your high ticket services. So they're kind of the combos you can, combinations of digital products that you can use. You can use any of them individually. They all work. Obviously, PDFs and AI courses are a lot faster set up because it's just a prompt and you can download it straight away. But what I've done is actually I've sent you, Go HighLevel will send you basically a special PDF I put together, which walk you through in detail how to set up each of these. That will be given to you in the resource section. So you will basically, you'll be sent this. So it's basically going to look like this. And you can go down. I've literally given you links and gone through my what, how, why methodology with prompts and links everywhere, how to set up on Go HighLevel. As you can see, it's super, 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 super in depth. So you're going to get all of that again, just for turning up to this masterclass today. So obviously I'm not going to go through how to create each one of them on this masterclass, because you would be here probably for 4 or 5 hours rather than an hour or so. But yeah, that is part of the resource that I'm going to give you just to come into this masterclass today. So action task of phase 1 is come up with your front end full stack offer and simply build it with AI. JB, is there anything you want to chip in before we do go on to phase 2?
No, I think for the audience, what questions do you have? Comment below. With what you're learning here, is it becoming a little bit more clear that the simplicity of, taking what you do or who you want to serve, putting it in a GPT, building, just the mindset of the why this would be valuable, and then now it's time to productize it. It seems like we're going to make it into a full-blown product, and then start positioning it as a solution. So going back to the chiropractor example you gave, Greg, that your back hurts, you're looking for answers. Essentially, I can stretch and I can, maybe put an ice pack or ice freeze and maybe temporarily get away from the pain. But if I'm really looking to get away from it long term, I'm going to have to see a professional. So like you said, give value, build authority, and build trust. That's a lot of how we all buy already, whether we realize it or not.
Yeah, for sure. And, kind of one of the things in this, like if you look at YouTube, for example, a lot of people, why they create long form YouTube videos is to build trust. And then we'll then put them into their products and service. And this is just the same kind of philosophy of that. You're giving people the solution to themselves, but not to be rude, but humans, we are naturally lazy. We look for shortcuts. That's just human nature. We typically want the easy path, the shortcut. It's why you look at the health world. I won't go into too much, but like some of the headlines that in the weight loss areas, that's what that people get away with. Like, this is just to get a 6-pack in 20 days and all that sort of stuff. It's that it works, and that's the reason they do it, is because as humans we look for shortcuts, and this is this is one of the things that why digital products work so well on the front end, is because you're essentially using that same philosophy, selling it as a shortcut, but to get for 99.9% of people to get the real result, they're going to have to use your back end service, but you might as well cater to the market and make money on the front end with it as well, and build trust. So yeah, that's kind of a bit of a philosophy as well.
And we're going to give y'all a shortcut too, because as I was talking to Greg before we started recording, Greg has built out a snapshot that has a majority of what he's going over in it. He's put it all in a folder on our Google Drive that we're going to share with you. So that way, between the snapshot that you need a HighLevel account for and the assets, it's now your turn to debunk this laziness of did they do anything with it? So Greg, I've gotten to know Greg briefly here in the last couple of weeks, and he's definitely a good accountability partner. So if you're looking for someone that's going to kind of check up on you to make sure things get done, you do this with your students, you do this with your network, you do this with your clients, Greg. He is not the one to say an idea to and then not to do it. So I'm looking forward to everybody's feedback as they're jumping into the snapshot and learning it and putting it into play and seeing some of these products. So, Greg, I feel like I got a good amount to build my confidence. With the confidence that I've built following along here, what's next?
Yeah, we are going to head straight into phase two, okay, which is building your automated AI sales system, of course, 100% powered by Go HighLevel. So this is like the snapshot that that JB was just talking about there. And just to touch on what JB said, like I've given you everything in terms of even the phase one I went through. You've got the custom GPT, you've got the template, you've got that huge chat GPT products, everything. You've got everything there. So now we're going to bring that all together and actually put it in a sales system. Okay, so let's go again. What, why, how? So what we're going to do, we're going to build an automated AI sales system, meaning building a sales funnel and back-end engine that runs 24/7, capturing front-end customers, leads, nurturing them across WhatsApp, SMS, and email for up to 12 months with one single automation, which I'm going to come on to in a second, and closing sales without you ever needing to chase or follow up manually. My definition of automated is that it runs 24/7. Okay. The word automate gets used an awful lot in today's world, especially in the online marketing world. But those things are actually automated. When I build this system for one of my front-end digital product offers, it's built. That 724K per month and 4 months example I used, I didn't touch that since I built it, and I still haven't. Call me lazy, whatever, but it's just because this system works and you don't need to. So that's what we're going to build now together. And apologies in advance, I don't have loads of long, crazy automations for this. People, if you interact with anyone in different other people, it's like HighLevel and different strategies and wherever you get your information from, some people have loads of automation. They're super, super long, and that's fine. Everything works. Everything's got a place. My philosophy is always how simple can I keep it and how can I cut things out? So I basically got one automation that I use to follow up with and nurture people who didn't buy the first time, or again, to high ticket stuff. So I'm going to keep it nice and simple for you. And for context, when I say leads, because I've just showed you the difference between leads and the front end, what I mean by my definition of leads is basically people who bought your front end digital product and haven't become a high ticket client yet, or people who have entered in their email address on the sales page and then didn't go actually finish the checkout, for example. So that's my definition of leads, just to be transparent. So that's the what. Now is the why. So most people don't buy right away. So 97.8% need nurturing. That's not a made up stat. I'm going to show you Harvard research business behind that. And the system turns not now into ready to buy over time automatically. Follow-up fatigue is real. So when you mix AI and Go HighLevel, it handles DMs, WhatsApps, emails, SMSs, email, and everything else basically for you, 24/7 without you lifting a finger. And you only build it once, and then the system runs forever. And leads, you simply add leads in, get money out. That's essentially my philosophy with this. I can keep it very, 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 very simple. So this doc here, which I'm going to show you, is based on 2 million plus leads, and it's from Harvard as well as from the largest sales institutions on the planet. Okay, so I actually did this with my previous agency that we had 42 staff and over 3,000 clients. And then I introduced this when I was CMO, a chief marketing officer at a huge financial firm. And I basically influenced every single business that I do. So I won't go through every single one now, but it's basically summarized the key data points. We have over 25 million sales leads in the B2C and the B2B world, mainly in the US. Okay. And then I've also added in my own data from, the amount of leads and customers that we generate as well. So again, it's enlightening when you read it, because you realize probably the biggest thing here is the importance of speed. So I'll let you read that in your own time. I won't go through that now, but I'd highly recommend, highly recommend going through that, but not just going through it, taking action based upon that. So now we're going to build 2 things. Okay. We're going to build a sales funnel. I'm going to build your jab, hook, 12-month follow-up. I'm going to explain why it's a 5 jabs and basically one hook, and the philosophy behind that. So as JB said, this is all going to be in your snapshot for you. Okay, I'm actually going to give you, basically just going to give you these 2 things. So let me just pull up my my Go HighLevel account. Okay, and we will basically go into that. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to go through the sales funnel, and then we're going to go through the follow-up. So what I've done here, so this is the snapshot account you're going to get. So if you're not familiar with Go HighLevel, okay, I'm sure there'll be some tutorial somewhere where you can, or they'll send how you can install a snapshot. And once you're inside, you're basically going to go to sites inside the snapshot, and you're going to go to the AI flipping funnel. It's just one of the product names and the ones that I've basically given you here. So what I've done for this template is I've left my actual sales copy from one of my old products in here for you. And again, I've left everything in here so you can just basically do it yourself and change out the text and the images. So it doesn't really matter if you're a chiropractor, if you're a local builder, if you are a meta ads agency, if you are a digital product seller, whatever it is. You can use this template, whatever. However, the reason I have left in my text is because I hate nothing more than getting a template and it has dummy Latin text in that I now have to basically create all my sales page copy from scratch. So what I've done is I have left in absolutely everything so you can just copy it. And what I've also given you inside this Google Doc, so you can get the snapshot here, you can get the front end template here, is I have given you Canva sales page graphic links that are templated. So if you open it up, you can basically just do it there. And for all the pages within this, so what you can do is you can basically create these graphics as I'm showing you here. Even this one, all of these, really quickly. Okay. So again, to make it as fast as possible for you. So let me go through first of all the funnel, and then I'm going to go through how to create sales copy for this, because I've also given you a custom GPT here, okay, which basically is going to help you write the sales copy. So this is the sales page. All right. So as you saw there, you've then got a checkout page again, which you can see here. I've just left all my original stuff in here for you to make it as easy as humanly possible. So just literally change everything out. And you've then got here, you've got, again, one of my offers, okay, that I was running as an upsell page. These are all completely custom built, by the way. These aren't bought templates. My developer built all of these. And then you've got another upsell here. Okay, another upsell page there. And I've left, again, my original videos in down here, and that was a placeholder. And then the thank you page. Okay, so you've got the sales page to sell your front-end digital product. You've got a checkout page where you have your order bumps, and then you've got, basically then you've got a upsell page instead of the thank you page there. So that is the funnel and the pages. So what I'm going to do is I personally always edit in a new tab. Just find it much easier. So once you're inside, what I do is I click the preview link here, which is like the little I button. And what I then do is I open it up. Now, again, the prompt I'm going to do here is pretty basic, okay? But what I would recommend you do is you upload into this custom GPT sales copy generator, is upload files, customer research docs and avatar docs and all that sort of stuff, because it will make it a lot more specific for you. But what I would do is I basically just copy section by section. So I'm going to copy the headline here, and I'm going to say, please rewrite this, but for my offer, which is for chiropractors, PDF with stretches on to help. Again, this is a really weak prompt. Again, just for speed. But what I then do is I just separate it all. This again, I try and be specific with it. So headline, and then it will basically rewrite that for you based upon the knowledge there, and then you can you can basically just copy. So you can see here, So stretch the scene to try to baby. Yeah, basically you can you can go through and just use it to that, or you can just use normal. No, you can just use like a normal chat GPT. It doesn't really matter. I've just trained mine up a bit more specific. Slightly more specific tone of voice and all that sort of stuff. But if you just want to use the normal chat GPT again, you can do that there. So what I then do, I literally just copy and paste the whole section all the way down here. I don't do it all at once, by the way, because it will just be too much for it. You can use Claude, you can use whatever AI you need. Just copy and paste it and then put it into your ChatGPT or whatever AI writing tool you are using. You can also, of course, use HighLevel to write content as well. But again, just copy and paste it in, and then all you're going to do is copy and paste and then put it all back inside the Go HighLevel funnel builder. Don't forget, you've got your mobile version here. So we've optimized the mobile version specifically there as well. And as I said, you've got all your Canva links for all the images. So again, I'm not going to give you a full sales funnel tutorial. There's loads of amazing videos on Go HighLevel, and he will show you how to do that. But yeah, that's basically the funnel template for that. So that's the funnel template. The other thing I said I'm going to show you is the automation. So I like to keep everything as simple as humanly possible, as you might have already seen. So in the automation bit, you do have a couple of different automations in here, but the main one I'm going to focus on is the follow-up. Now, I've left like the meta ad tracking. If you are using meta ads, you can use Go HighLevel to feed that back to Meta. So where you might use like really expensive tracking softwares like Hyros or all these other ones, you can actually use Go HighLevel to do this. So I've left that in there for you, which is one of my favorite features about Go HighLevel automations. And then you've got follow-ups here as well. So when someone becomes a new client, you've got a follow-up here, which basically says like moves them into the pipeline and sends them a welcome email. You've then got when people purchase your front-end digital product. So you remember we built our product here. So if someone purchases your main product, in this case, I made up a 21-day AI challenge, but they didn't purchase any of these, you've basically got an automation that triggers that, and then over the space of 3 days, basically tries to get them to buy your upsell so you make more money. And then you've got the main one, which we're going to focus on here, which is what we call it jab, 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 hook. So what this is basically a jab is an ask. So a jab is giving them something with expecting nothing in return. And a hook is a straight up ask. So what I personally do, I do 5 jabs and 1 hook. So I give them stuff that is so valuable to them. So you've got the follow-up email one here. So again, let's say they haven't purchased yet. And what I've done is I basically use the same AI offer, but you can just copy and paste all of this, put it into a ChatGPT, an AI copywriting tool, and rewrite it for your offer. Again, it just gives you something to go off rather than some dummy Latin text that just isn't very helpful for anyone. So it basically says, hey, welcome to da-da-da. Here's my first gift, the exact blueprint, and then basically gives them a step-by-step breakdown. It could be a PDF, could be a video, a Loom video, whatever it is. It could be a Notion doc, a Google doc of how you did it. Again, completely for free. Day 2, you basically give them the same thing. You give them another giveaway. So this was like a one-click install system again. And at the end of each email, you've got a link to go back to the sales page. If they still haven't purchased, then you've got another one. So basically what you've got here, you've got 5 emails that are giving them stuff over the first week, just giving them stuff for free, just overloading them with value. And you've got SMSs in here as well. And then you've got this one here after 5 days, which says, hey, I've been dropping value bonds on your business like a B-52 bomber over enemy territory. I've shown you the systems. I've given you the frameworks. I've handed you all the blueprints for free. Now it's time to start being a spectator, start being a player. You get started here. So this is like a hook now. You're just being straight up, no value. You're just letting them know what you've done for them, and now almost a bit of guilt tripping. Now get started. And basically, you've got all these branches where if the customer hasn't purchased, then they keep going until they purchase. It's a little note here as well. You've got SMSs, which you can use. I actually really like using the Go HighLevel WhatsApp integration. I think it's one of the best things they introduced. And it's so good for our business. So you can actually replace the SMS with a WhatsApp if you wish. So So again, I've just left the SMS in because most people will use that. I mean, it's slightly easier to get set up, but I do love the WhatsApp, so you can add that in there. And what this basically does, this goes on for 12 months, over 12 months until they buy. So we'll keep following. So what a lot of people do is they give up after a day or two and then send them really generic stuff, whereas we basically keep going for 12 months until they buy. And the amount of people that one of the things that's about 6 months, the amount of people on that 6-month email who go ahead and buy, I have to dig out the exact stats. I don't want to make it up, but is a when we looked at the data, was a high proportion. Okay, so that is the automation you've got. So that is really what that's really what this consists of. Again, it's not super complicated. I don't want to make it super complicated. You've got a front end funnel with all your upsells and a very simple automation that gets people to buy over 12 months and keeps making you more sales. So action task this phase is one click into the sales system and the automations. Okay, it's all there for you. Inside the snapshot, by the way, I have given you you've also didn't go through it now. We've got a pipeline, so I haven't just left you dry and high. You've got a specific digital product pipeline here, which you can basically see. Yeah, which you can basically see there. Okay, you've got some. I just put some dummy contacts inside there just for the purpose of the training. Okay.
And Greg, in the documentation you're going to provide, could you just share briefly what are some of the things the audience could expect that'll be in the Google Drive when it comes to the PDFs and those resources?
Yeah, I mean, I can quickly walk you through it now. Might be easier. So, just as JB said, we're giving away a lot of resources with this masterclass. I've just put it all in one.
Can you let me zoom in a little bit?
Yeah, of course. Sorry, I remember the Google Docs a bit. If I go here, there we go. That's better. You can see it now. So yeah, you got the full slide deck here. Phase 1, you're getting all the AI digital product assets I sent you. So I went through the lead gen front end, full stack offer, custom GPT, the scaling calculator sheet, and then the full Notion board that said on how to create your own digital products with prompts and everything inside. Yeah, it's a monster, but it shows you how to do each one of those digital products. So again, you're not going to need this all. If you're just doing PDFs, then just follow the PDF one. If you're doing, AI video course, if you're doing automation, if you're doing done for you front end service, again, it's all just linked there for you as well. There's a phase 2. Again, you've got the snapshot. I've given you the front end funnel as well if you wanted to integrate that just on its own. You've got the research docs on lead working, sales page, custom GPT. You've also got a link to my VSL template, okay, which is a Google Drive. And then you've got a link to me actually doing it on a live example, so you can see what it looks like. Plus the VSL custom GPT writer. So if you're not sure what the VSL is, it's basically, if I go back to sites, I just quickly go to AI flipping. Let me just preview this link here. So what it is basically this video here. So it's a very simple Google Slides video that we use, and again, you can just basically keep on using. So you've got all of that, and then you've got all sales page graphics built on Canva, so you can just drag and drop for all the pages there. So everything's there for you. And there's a little tutorial here I've done for you, a quick on Loom, showing you how to change the gradient, because a lot of people were asking that. See, they've got gradient text here and stuff. That is custom. I'm going to show you how to change that color very simply to match your branding as well. And then you've got stuff in phase 3 and a special bonus, but I'll come on to that in a second. Anything else on phase 2, JB, you kind of want me to cover, or is it good?
Listen, man, you went through so much heat that let's ask the audience. We got one more section to go for. You guys want more? Let me know in the comments if you guys want us to give you the rest of what we have here, but also share what was your aha moment. What's been something that you took from this masterclass that maybe you jotted down that you're gonna be like, I'm gonna take action on this the minute I'm done. I get the snapshot, I get the document, I'm gonna get to work. So let us know in the comments below. We want to keep this as interactive with each other. Definitely share your experience if you've started a digital product before. But by the show of the comments, Gregory, it looks like people want more.
Let's do it. And a little bit of a special bonus, you probably saw me eke out a lip on that. Actually, if you stay to the end of this masterclass, you're going to get a link to me going through this on a full course with all the upsells, which usually costs around $800. That's literally what the average order value is. Sorry, that's what the full order value is. As you watch the end of this masterclass, he says at the end, I'm going to give you a link where you can click an email and we will enroll you onto it, okay, for completely free, just for using Go HighLevel and staying to the end of this masterclass. And that's when I was chucked in on the spot here, JB. I thought this is so much value, you might as well just go all in and just kind of give it to everyone. So yeah, we're going to chuck that in. So if everyone's cool, let's just crack on with phase 3, which is the thing I think people will, I think we'll be obviously hopefully interested in it all. But I think something that you might not have really seen before, which is how to use the Go HighLevel voice agent in a different way. Because a lot of people speak about it, JB, as you know, with like, using it for receptionists and local business, which is really cool. And I love that. But closing deals with it is like, what? How can I do that? So I'm really excited to kind of share how we do that. Because it's quite unique and will be really, really useful. So I'm gonna share my screen. Let's do it. Okay, let's keep it rolling. Okay, so phase 3, selling high ticket without sales calls, AI voice agents. Again, as always, 100% powered by Go HighLevel. So again, what, why, how? Hopefully the structure now makes sense to you. You get the way I teach. This is just the way my simple brain works. Okay. So in this phase, we're going to replace traditional sales calls with a 2-page funnel that closes high ticket deals using AI voice agents or WhatsApp. No calls, no chasing, no calendars. Okay. So leads land on a simple Google.VSL, and from there, they can either speak to your AI agent, or they can message you on WhatsApp to buy, or go ahead and buy without speaking at all on a very simple checkout form. Now, my results only, I can't speak for anyone else. I've had 2 people at this time of recording this year purchase $25,000 packages without ever speaking to me. Okay. So again, I'm not typical. I'm not saying you will get the same results. That they are my results. But we routinely have people spend, $3,000, $5,000, $10,000 with this method without speaking to anyone apart from the Go HighLevel voice agent, the WhatsApp automation, or even no one at all. So because your front-end product, again, is already delivers so much value, trust is built before they ever hit this page. And this is why it works so well. This isn't some magic. People look for some magic hack or some magic reason why. It's pretty simple. Trust has been built. So where typically you might build trust on a 45-minute sales call, or we build that trust without the sales call, but they're still spending sometimes hours watching me or going through the product, or not even hours, sometimes even minutes, just implementing and getting an immediate result. So why don't we do this? Well, sales calls alienate a lot of your buyers. So what I mean by that, a lot of people avoid them, especially in today's world. It's very different from even 5 years ago. How many times do you get pitched in your LinkedIn inbox? Hey, jump on a free strategy session. Hey, jump on a free strategy call. I mean, has anyone actually got a strategy out of a lot of these strategy calls? They're typically just sales calls in disguise, okay? And I got so fed up with it. In fact, whenever I buy any high-ticket coaching programs or I invest anything high-ticket, in fact, I invested in one yesterday, which was $9,900. I saw someone's ad. I watched their VSL. I came through, took their front industry product, and I messaged them. And basically 3 WhatsApp messages later, I paid on their Stripe link. And a lot of your serious buyers won't want sales calls. It's something I'm seeing an awful lot of, because it lets buyers move at their own pace. Okay. Secondly, your front end product has already proved the value. They've seen the results, they've seen ROI and momentum before you've even asked for the upsell. So there's no convincing needed. Okay, it's literally there. And thirdly is Google.VSL equals high trust and low pressure. It feels very personal, not pitchy. We hate being sold to as humans. Even though every third thing you see on Meta on Instagram scrolling is an ad being sold to, we hate being sold to, but yet we still spend 2 hours a day on average, the average person on the Instagram app. So again, this kind of way, it builds authority without needing any fancy production or feel like they're basically being sold to. And the last 2 points is AI never forgets or flakes. So the GHL voice agent we're going to build handles objections, repeats key benefits, and follows up consistently 100% on script. And lastly, you can scale without burning out. So whether you get 5 or 500 leads, AI does the heavy lifting, so you never need to take another sales call again. Now, even though I've said all of that, I'm not against sales calls, which might sound a bit strange. There is still a place for them, and definitely they could enhance your process potentially, but I'd only ever jump on them if they'd gone through the entire AI voice agent process first, spoke to you on WhatsApp, and basically watched the Google Doc VSL. So let's go through the how. So first of all, we need to build out your high ticket offer. Okay, so what we're going to go through is we are going to go through your high ticket offer worksheet. So you can just click make a file, make a copy, and you basically do it yourself. Now, I'm not going to go super in depth into this. A lot of you probably have some form of offer, but you can use this worksheet to basically do this. One of the ways I build a high ticket offer or a stack of high ticket offers, I typically have like 3. One that is like the most expensive one to buy, the highest investment, not expense. I should never say that when in sales with doing this, people. It's an investment. One is the highest investment, then the second one is like mid-tier, then you have like an entry-level one as well. But what I start with, and I actually learned this a few years ago from a lady called Catherine Poyet, who basically specializes in creating $100,000 offers plus, which might sound crazy to a lot of you. It did to me at the start until I sold a couple. Then it makes it real. So what it is, you basically start off with the concept of what's the absolute most I could do for someone. That's the absolute most I could do for someone. Okay, forgetting money is an object. There's loads of money in the world, and a small percentage of your clients, less than 1% will have the money to spend on a 100K plus offer. I'm not saying you have to charge 100K, by the way. It's just getting in that mindset of opening your mind up to what people potentially can spend, because there's people who spend hundreds of thousands on a car, right? So to spend on something that has an ROI, they are out there. But what it does mentally, when you start off with that big picture and what's the most I can do for someone, it then makes your lower level offers look a lot more affordable, and makes you think bigger, and makes you a lot more confident on them. It's a bit of a psychological trick, but it works incredibly well. And that's why we kind of do it in all our offers now. So what I'd do, I'd go through your exclusive client profile here, and then basically come up with your offer here. And then what I do is I basically list everything that's included and any cost to fulfill. So this is your ultimate offer. This is like everything you could possibly do for something. I mean, I had one lady who was a Instagram consultant. What she did in her ultimate offer, it was $125,000 she charged. She only sold a couple each year. But what she did is she flew people to Paris and paid 5 days, all 5-star accommodation for them, covered everything, and spent 5 days with them in person, creating enough content for the entire year. And her cost of affiliate was like $25,000, and her profit was then 100K, I think it was. And then she also had like a online version of that, and then like a do-it-yourself version of that. So she kind of the 3 tiers. And so what I would do here, just literally, that's like an extreme example, but you can't see how far people have gone with this. It's just open your mind up for a second, release the strains of whatever it is, and just open your mind up. That's your growth mindset, and think, well, what's the most I could possibly do for someone with my offer? You can do like revenue shares, you can do all sorts with this, but creating high ticket offers is a real skill. It's not just something you throw together. It's a real skill and must take time, and it's something you need to get really, really, really right. But just don't think small, go big. Okay, so that's the ultimate offer, which again, you got the worksheet there for. Phase 3, again, the next step is we're going to install and build this funnel and write out our Google Doc VSL. So just quickly going back to our snapshot inside here, you've got done for you high ticket offer template. So what we have here is we've got basically the page here. Again, I've left all of mine in for you. I'm going to take out obviously the customer reviews, but you basically got 2 seconds. You've got the VSL part here, and then you've got the review part down there, as you saw. Really simply, you're going to state the offer. You're going to record a Google Doc VSL. This is my live example, by the way, so you can make a copy, use ChatGPT to create it for yourself. Very similar to how I'm teaching you here today, what, why, how. And then what they're going to do, one or two things. They're either going to go to the order form, which is literally, obviously there's no product in here, so that's why it says not available. But once you add a product inside Go HighLevel, so if you go to, let me just show you what it looks like. Let me just add like a random product, doesn't matter. Save. So now if I go to the order form here, you'll see it will populate itself fully. Obviously, this is a dummy account as well, so that's why there's no payment methods attached. But that would be a full page, basically, where you have your Go HighLevel order form. So it doesn't actually look that bad. It's just because we haven't got payment methods attached to this dummy account, because it's a snapshot. So what you're going to do is you got start now, which they can go ahead and order straight away on the order form. Then you've got two things here. You've got call us. So this, when they click it, is going to go and call your AI voice agent, which I'm going to show you how to set up. And you've also got a link here, which will go to your WhatsApp again, which you can manage inside the Go HighLevel platform. They've got an amazing WhatsApp integration, and people can basically ask questions on WhatsApp. That's how I personally, as a consumer, that's how I purchase high ticket deals, is via WhatsApp. I don't want to jump on a sales call. Just let me know what you do. Let me know the offer. Let me know the price. And if I'm serious, I'll go through with it. So you can just go ahead and you can basically just click that there. So that is that page. And that's why we don't need a sales call, because remember, all your trust has been built up front. So that is then goes through to a very, very simple thank you page as well, which basically says complete onboarding. You might go to like a form, or it could be like a calendar on Go HighLevel to book your onboarding call. Whatever it is, you would obviously need to edit that there. So it's very, very simple 3-step funnel with that. So let's go on to the bits you probably want to know about, which is, okay, how do you create the AI voice agent? So what this AI voice agent does, it essentially handles objections. So this Google VSL here, when you watch it and you go through it, it's basically going through, if I just open it up a second, goes through the offer, the what, the who is it for, how does it work, what's included, the price. So we don't hold back at all. We literally show them the price, and then we go through some FAQs, which are basically objections. All right. So that's what that does there. And then what the AI voice agent did, we find that people will click on it if they just want to speak to someone. And we're very transparent. Like, most people know it's AI. By the way, a lot of people won't know it's AI as well, if they're a lot less tech savvy, depending on your industry, especially local businesses. People won't know it's AI. It's that good on the Go HighLevel platform. So inside Go HighLevel, if you go to your AI agents, okay, on the left-hand side, and you're going to have a voice AI. So you've got create your first voice agent here. And what we're going to do, I'm going to create a custom agent from scratch. So we're going to give it a name. So I'm just going to call it like high ticket closer, but again, you can call it whatever you wish. Okay. Your business name. So say John's Store, just as an example. And language is, I'm going to click English now. Loads of pre-built voices. There's some really cool ones. I quite like Christopher. Okay. So that one's quite cool. I quite like Christopher. Declan's good. Jessica's my favorite female one, if you've got that. And then the other one I've used is it's all the way at the bottom here, I think, is it? But there's absolutely loads of them. I can't remember where it's gone. But again, you can just test them out and just pick whichever one you want. I'm gonna go for Christopher. That's kind of my favorite one to use. Time zone. Again, we're gonna at 24/7. Doesn't matter too much, but you can do that. Amazingly, you got outbound calls coming as well, which I cannot wait for Go HighLevel. It's going to be amazing to call leads and all sorts of different stuff. But we're obviously going to, for this exam, we're going to pick inbound call. So what I do here, I basically write the initial message. So I say, hey, very conversational. I'm going to use contact's first name. Bear in mind, we've got it because they've already came through our system. So I'm going to say, I can see you've watched the video for our custom build offer. You can say, how may I help you today? Now, cool thing here is what people don't use enough are the variables inside Go HighLevel. So depending on what information you collect from them, there's so many information bits you can click on it. So like, yeah, there's basically just like depends what information you collect from them as you go through. But you got custom values here, which are really cool. So just a bit of a tip is like collect as much information from them as you can prior to them clicking the call button, and it'll be a lot more personalized. But again, as a start, this is really, really good. Gonna go ahead and click next. So yeah, I basically just click them all. And then trigger work when the call is completed. So what you can then do is you can make a workflow. I personally don't use this, but you can definitely do. Is you're basically then kind of create a workflow that could be like a summary of their call or any action that might be needed to take. Then you got knowledge based. So what you're going to do here is I just created like a test one before, but you can go to, if I just click create new. Okay, so I created a test one here, but you're going to go create knowledge base, give it a name, give it a description. For the purpose of this video, I just created a test one here, and then you're basically going to upload your own website and FAQs, and they've got tables coming soon as well. What this does is this is gonna be the make or break of your AI voice agent. Don't just skip this. Please spend time on this, because the better you make this, the better it will do. So what you're going to do, you're going to add source, and let's say I'm going to do web crawler. And what you can do, I love this feature, all URLs within this domain. So let's say I'm going to do John's. Let me do like so let me do my personal brand website just as like an example. I can then go ahead and extract data, and it's going to fetch all the pages from that URL, and we'll read them all and learn from them all. So typically, let's say you're a chiropractor, you're going to have a website already, and it's basically going to learn from all the pages from your website. It's such a cool tool. Another little hack you can do, by the way, is if you want to get a knowledge base together. So let's say, for example, I've got all this Notion stuff. I could copy and paste all of this and put it on my website as a hidden link, and then put it on Go HighLevel as well. That's kind of what I like doing. So yeah, it'll take a few minutes, and we'll crawl through all the pages, and then it'll be done. But that's basically how to add your website. FAQs is a great one. You should be using these a lot. Very simply, you've got 1,000 characters, which is low. You're going to put your FAQ there, and then the answer down there as well. And then yeah, you're basically your knowledge base good to go. So let's just go back to the one that we were just working on. Okay, so this bit here, also you got the number to call from. So presumably you've got your Go HighLevel number set up, and then you can do like a test call there as well. Agent goals, I said, you're going to select your knowledge base. Phone availability, I just have it working 24/7, so I keep that unticked. And then yeah, I keep that ticked as well. Again, Go HighLevel makes it super simple to buy phone numbers with. Dashboard and logs is going to be your holy grail. Okay, this is where you're basically going to see all the calls, the triggered, the total duration and feedback, and basically improve on your AI agent. So what we then do, if I go back to the custom build page, okay, is this link here, the coolest link. Let me just show you how to edit it. Is what you're going to do is there's a feature on a button inside Go HighLevel, which basically allows you to put word call. If I go down here, link, and you're going to click call, and you're basically just going to put the number. Make sure to put the country code in as well. And then when they click that, it'll basically call that number, and they will have a conversation with your AI agent, and that's it. Okay, and that is how we close high-ticket deals. Pretty cool, really. Hopefully you found that quite exciting. When I started using this, it was like an aha moment for me. I was like, whoa, okay, that's cool. And then we started seeing it work. It was even better. So to kind of went through that anyway. I jumped ahead of myself. But yeah, you've got the Go level voice agent there. So action task for this is one, click install the high-ticket closing funnel and set up your closing AI agent. And I promise you a bit of a secret bonus. Okay, so what I've done for you before we go through the summary is I've actually given you my Meta AI ATM machine process. This is how I set up my Meta AI ads, which is one of the ways that we scale really, really, really fast. And I've given you absolutely everything. I've given you ad templates on Canva, video ad templates, everything. You've literally got it all here. As you can see, it goes on and on and on. My entire strategy, how I use AI to create my ads, everything in there as well. This goes perfectly with the Go HighLevel ecosystem that I've just showed you today and getting people inside of it. See, it's absolutely massive. So you're going to get that completely for free, just for staying to the end of the masterclass.
You know what's great about this here is just the resource and like seeing it in action. And yeah, I know that folks are absolutely looking forward to taking action on this. And this could literally be a marathon. But just for the audience to understand what's next, do you mind summarizing for those that might have jumped in a little late and take us home? Because I know that people are very antsy on getting this going. And if you're feeling a little overwhelmed, don't be. You're in the right place and you're doing the right thing. But if you don't mind, Greg, let's for those that need to watch the replay, let's share with them why in your summary.
Perfect. Yeah. So let's go through the summary points and just my final thoughts, which I've kind of put on here. So what have we done today? What have we done over the last hour and 25 now? Okay. We've created revenue-ready AI digital products in under 60 minutes. Courses, automations, GPTs, PDFs, WP templates, and much more. We've built a low-ticket funnel and Go HighLevel that captures leads and generates instant front-end sales. We've automated 12 months of follow-up via WhatsApp, SMS, and email. And soon to be, I'll put updates by the time it comes on. Also, outbound Go HighLevel calls, which you saw was coming, which is just insane and amazing. So no one ever slips through the cracks. And we use AI to write all the sales-based copy, ads, and nurturing content in your exact tone for your exact avatar. We then sold high-ticket offers without sales calls using AI voice agents powered by Go HighLevel and WhatsApp closers, which is also on the Go HighLevel platform. Leverage a simple Google VSL to present and close high-ticket offers with zero high-pressure tactics. Build trust and pre-sell before they pitch from the time a lead hits your high-ticket funnel. They're ready to buy and run the entire business from one platform, which is why I love the software so much, and I've used it for 6 years now. So your systems are simple, scalable, and 90% automated. It doesn't ever tip you 100% automated. There's still a bit of manual work in there, but it's nice and automated. And if it's called JB, I just wanted to share like my final thought with everyone, and you kind of alluded to it there. So first of all, thank you for sitting with us for the last 90 minutes. I really appreciate it. Your time is valuable. I don't ever take that for granted. I wanted, as I said at the start, to promise you to be as valuable as we possibly could. But my final thought for you is this. Action beats perfection every time, and perfection is usually fear in disguise. I want to say that last bit again. Perfection is usually fear in disguise. That's not from some quote from anyone. That's just my thoughts this morning when I was putting the finishing touches to this presentation for you. So many people I speak to, they've got the strategy. I've given you the strategy today. You could go and implement what I've done. The strategy's there for you today. It's there. But what's going to happen is a lot of you are going to try and implement this and try and be perfect. You're going to delay signing up for Go HighLevel. You're going to delay building your product. You're going to delay because it needs to be perfect. I can't go live until my colors on my course are perfect. I can't go live until I have the perfect VSI. I can't go live until, and that will continue to repeat itself. And I'm not perfect either. I struggle with this as well. And it's one of the things that I had to overcome. But typically with perfection, it's just fear of launching, fear of doing it. Don't be fearful. There's nothing to fear. What's the worst that's going to happen? There's nothing to lose here, but everything to gain. So take action. Don't be perfect, and help yourself overcome that mental blockade of kind of perfection. Okay. So as I said, Jay, they'll kind of share it with you. Sorry, the updated link for everything on there, for all the resources. But yeah, JB, I hope that summarizes it well enough for you.
Thank you so much, Gregory. Appreciate you very much. To our audience, thank you as well for joining us, for hanging out a little extra. Just because I didn't want to interrupt Gregory, him in the mix here, but that extra 20 minutes, apply that we're that serious in you implementing, because we wanted to make sure you got everything you needed. If you're not yet a high-level customer, a trial user, you're missing out. There's more folks like Gregory that are here teaching, but also going to be at our summit. So, Greg, I'm excited to see you at the summit.
Yes.
To hear what you talk about in several different areas of this beautiful hotel we're going to be at. But thank you so much, man. Looking forward to the next one. And to our audience, thank you for hanging out. Comment below a warm thank you to Gregory for him joining us here. And I'd appreciate if you share one or two takeaways that you got, so we know to keep more of this heat coming your way. Till the next one, Gregory, if you're cool with it, I'm going to head out. Let's go grab a cup of coffee or tea and let's map out what's next.
Appreciate it. Thanks, guys. Thanks for joining.